Greetings and salutations, everyone. Sorry for the lack of uploads. I was a bit under the weather last week, but for those who are new, I make videos about stuff that I enjoy and want to share, mainly about film, often about horror or some throwback films. But before we dive in, if you enjoy this content, please be sure to stick around to the end and give it a thumbs up. Give that like, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon to get a notification for when I put up new content, which is usually 1 to 3 times a week, depending on if I'm sick or not. And be sure to check out my back catalog, and be sure also to share this channel and this video around, as it really does help the channel quite a bit. Now that that's out of the way, this video is for a recent rewatch I did for the film The Monster Club from 1981, starring such greats as Donald Pleasence and David Carradine, and the big one here, the man himself, Vincent Price. The plot of this film is as follows. A writer of horror stories is invited to a monster club by a mysterious old gentleman. There, 3 gruesome stories are told to him. Between each story, some musicians play their songs. So we get an anthology out of this, and this is something that I'm always up for. I like ones like Trick or Treat and Tales of Halloween and so on. I originally checked this one out this past October and found it to be just plain stupid. In the best possible way. Seriously, don't take this one too seriously. It's very lighthearted, but what are these stories about? What stories is this, mysterious author being told? Well, we have 3 that they're being told. First one is about a shadmock, a creature with a deadly whistle who, 2 characters are trying to basically get in good with, so that way they can scam them out of their fortune. The second one is about a vampire and the son of this vampire being bullied at school, and the son learns, not just about his father being a vampire, but that there's a group of vampire hunters out there led by Donald Pleasence, who are after them. And the third one is about a village of ghouls, and I believe like a film director or somebody who's visiting and then gets trapped in a town and they're trying to escape. But before those stories start, and in between each story, and as an afterwards, to kind of wrap up the film, this is where we have Vincent Price coming in. He's providing some exposition and some additional humor, and of course, the mentioned musical numbers happening at that monster club as well. One thing to take into account here, everything in this film is very low budget. All these monsters, especially like in the actual monster club itself, it looks more like a Halloween party than anything to be taken seriously. And that's the key point. If you go into this, which is currently available on Shudder and probably some other places as well, with any hopes of something being very dark and creepy, much less actually scary, you will be sorely disappointed. But if you go into this wanting something light and silly with a little bit of that spooky aspect, something to not really be taken seriously, you're really going to get a lot out of it and enjoy it. It's one of those to have, with like a group of friends over to kind of make fun of certain things about it, have fun checking it out. And I would actually see this one as, easily able to be worked into part of a double feature with another throwback Hammer films from one that they did in 1963 called The Old Dark House, which I did a review of and I will link to in the description. But another suggestion here, check it out the way that I did for the rewatch, which is via The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs on Shudder. This past Friday, this was one of the films that they presented, and not only do you get those breaks in between the stories from within the Monster Club itself, all the Vincent Price stuff, but then you get the breaks throughout this film from Joe Bob and Darcy and the little presentations and trivia and everything, because for those who aren't familiar with The Last Drive-In, again, check the description. I'll put a link into a review that I did for it. But a quick description would be that, they present these films and, they always throw out like some additional facts, trivia, they have interviews, little sketches, and so on. So I would recommend it for this title especially to check it out on Shudder. It's a much more fun way to check it out. It kind of keeps the entire vibe of everything very lighthearted. But anyways, that's it for this little recommendation. I just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks for sticking around to the end here, and I will see you in the next one.